Hey guys, Cesar here, and this is gameplay of my first Island Royale solo game in almost a year. And with me coming back to the game, I want to actually go over some tips that could actually help fellow controller players because if you're new to the channel, I actually used to be pretty good at controller back in the day. I'm pretty rusty now because I obviously haven't played in a year. But yeah, I've gotten pretty good at controller, at least around a year ago, and I still have some tips from back then to help you guys out if you're trying out controller or you're on Xbox or you're on mobile with a controller and you don't know what to do. First, and most importantly, change your sensitivity to what feels most comfortable for you. And I recommend that whatever you do pick should be easy to build with while being also easy to fire with, because with faster sensitivities it's easier to build but it's way harder to shoot, and with slower sensitivities there's a hard time finding a middle ground between precise aiming but slow building or fast building with slow aiming. And I found my middle ground by simply just testing the settings a bit, finding what worked with me, and just going with it. And when you do pick a new sensitivity, try to play on it for at least a week. Give it a week so that you can actually get used to the sensitivity, practice with it, and get a few kills with it, maybe even a few wins. And then you'll be pretty much good to go in the sensitivity department. But it's always good to try and change it every once in a while to make sure that you are playing on the most effective sensitivity possible. Because on controller, sensitivity matters, especially in Island Royale, because there is no there is no aim assist. There's nothing to help with your aim, so it's just you and the thumbstick at that point. Tip number 2: pick a good landing spot that you can easily rotate in and out of, loot quickly, and know how to fight in. If you follow these tips in terms of landing spot, you'll be able to drop somewhere that's fairly popular. I said that wrong. Fairly popular, loot pretty quickly, get a few kills, rotate out and rotate in later if, zone happens to push you back into that same place. You'll still know how to fight there. And don't just do this for one spot. Learn every single location and see how you can loot, how you can rotate in and out of it, how you could fight in it. But try and learn at least one spot to consistently drop at. One of my favorite drops is Topsy Towers because it's a very simple drop spot. 3 big towers with tons of loot in them, and then at the bottom level or the floor level of Topsy Towers, there's a bunch of houses that also have a lot of loot in them. And once you can get used to that, where the chest spawns, where floor loot spawns, you can easily grab a gun, get a couple kills, and leave. Tip number 3, and this is one of the most important ones that I have: see what you're good at and learn how to improve with the weapons that you're bad at. For example, when I first started, I was okay at assault rifles and SMGs, obviously, because those are really easy to use. Even if you're bad at the game, it's almost insanely easy to use. Uh, Assault rifle, tactical rifle, silenced SMG, heavy SMG. Those are really simple guns. But I was pretty much not good at all with shotguns and snipers. And it took a little bit, but after practicing with the shotguns and snipers, I am way better at snipers. I'm very good with snipers for being on controller. I'm not so good at shotguns, but I'm still improving. And what I did, you guys should follow. Get good at pretty much every single weapon. Because you never know when you're gonna get a flintlock out of a chest and that's all you gotta work with. You never know when you're gonna get a silenced pistol. You never know when you're gonna get a minigun. You have to learn how to be good at every single weapon so that in a situation where that's all you have, you can still fight and win despite the circumstances. Tip number 4. While I have been talking a lot about getting good at your aim and the weapon you use and how you fight, and where to fight, and stuff like that, make sure you know how to build. Getting good at building on controller, especially in Island Royale, is insanely difficult because you are basically locked to Combat Pro settings, which is like you have to scroll to each building piece, and there's also no keybinds, so you can't just press a button and it immediately goes to stairs or floors or pyramids or walls. You have to scroll through each option, and you have to find the optimal way of scrolling through each option so that you can actually build properly. Now, Island Royale is a little more generous than other battle royales with Combat Pro, such as Fortnite, because they place the floor, wall, and stair comfortably next to each other, so you can scroll to each one pretty easily. But even then, you have to make sure that you know how to get high up and do it quickly, how to box up, how to box people in, and how to deal with people being in your box. So when it comes to getting good at building, you want to make sure you're good at fighting first of all, and you want to make sure you refer to tip 1, which is have a good sensitivity that allows you to be good at aiming and shooting while also being good at building, because building is just as important as aiming in this game, because if you can't build, your gun is pretty much worthless because someone else can just build a wall. Your gun is practically stopped right then and there. And for the 5th tip, if you lose, don't take it personally. Don't get too mad. When you lose, just keep trying. Keep going into the games. Keep practicing. Keep dropping at your favorite spots. And eventually, you're going to see improvement. You're going to be getting a lot more kills, and you're going to be winning a lot more. Because this game is also very generous with the fact that there is no skill-based matchmaking. So, let's say you killed a really bad player one game, and then you die that same game. You still have a chance of fighting those same bad players because there's no skill-based matchmaking. So it's pretty much a free pool, which allows you to get good at fighting good players, and it gives you bad players to practice on. So, if you lose, just don't take it too personally. You're always gonna win at least once a day. Even if you're really bad, you'll at least get one win a day. And another tip, which is tip number 6, if you want to start winning more, practice more, and especially with friends. If your friend or you have a VIP server, you guys can practice in box fights, zone wars, even battle royale, so you guys can like get better at looting, fighting. Do that, and if you have the chance, even if you're gonna lose, join tournaments. Play the weekend royale, the arenas thing. Play that so that you can get a sense of fighting against people who are way better than you, so that when you go into a normal average match of Island Royale, you're not going to struggle so badly because you've been through the tough part of the game. So now you can actually successfully go through that rough patch and have a clean, easy win, as I would say. But yeah, those are my 6 tips at getting better at Island Royale, seeing improvement, and overall becoming a better controller player in Island Royale. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. and I still got a little bit of gameplay for y'all after this. So yeah, have a good day, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.